Oh my God. I don't even know what happened to me. I woke up and I just feel like something else. But whatever. Excuse the attire, I'm sorry, okay? My head is cold. This is my nanny's hat that I stole from like when I was a child, actually. Sorry, nanny. This is actually, I look kind of couture-ish. I look alright for bed. But anyway, hi you guys. And obviously today we are going to be talking about muting R.Kelly. It's probably going to be silly because I don't want you to be distracted by this, okay? Because this is actually really serious. So I've seen a whole 6 parts. I've seen it a couple of days ago now. I think, yeah, I've seen it a couple of days. I think I watched the last part yesterday morning. And I don't even know, man. Everyone, all right. I feel like everyone's always had an inkling and a certain acknowledgement of what's been going on with the child and all these cases. Because I've definitely heard some stuff. I've heard some stuff about all of them. And with him, Akon and that 14-year-old as well. But it's so weird how it just goes over your head. Especially as a child, you don't really delve too much into it. Because it's just like rumours, isn't it? You hear it. And because it's true, when something gets dismissed, you don't think anything of it. But watching it and watching the victims come out, which I definitely have to say, they'll probably never ever say this, but I feel like I want to personally apologise because even my own ignorance, even being a child, knowing, like, having any acknowledgement of all this, especially when he married Aaliyah. I remember my mum told me that. And then I watched the documentary on Lifetime. So that's when I found out a bit more about Aaliyah's story with him. But I never... I was even ignorant to it. Do you know what I mean? And it's so sad because us as a black community, as a culture in general, we definitely shove a lot of things under the rug. Depression, especially growing up Nigerian. Like, it's those stuff is something wrong. Like, there's something wrong with you. Like, there's no such thing as depression or having anxiety or having all these things. That it's just you there's something wrong. They don't want to acknowledge that there's actually something clinically wrong, and to get to the root cause and help you. They just want to shove it and make it seem like you're just going crazy right now, but you just need to hurry up and get better, whatever. It's the way that they treat things is really awful. And it's the same with sexual abuse. Like, when you speak out about something like that, people will say that you're lying, and then people will turn their backs against you. It's not even sexual, just abuse in general. I remember my friend, she was getting beaten by her husband, and he would really brutally beat her. And then she's escaped Nigeria to come here. And when she did that, her family disowned her and still befriended the husband and told her that she's wrong. How can she leave him? Whatever she was doing, she needed to stop doing it. Otherwise, he won't be beating her. Can you imagine your own parents saying that to you just because the man has money? It's all fucked up, you know. There's some fucked up stuff that goes on in our culture. I never understand it. When I was watching that documentary, I don't think there was anything more disturbing than the women at the court cases, why these protests were going on, defending him like, he never done anything. You need to get off it. Like, I hope they watch this and see their faces in this documentary and feel so disgusted with themselves that they're supporting something like this. Because it's women, exactly women like that, that prevent women from speaking out. From anyone speaking out against any type of abuse. Because what's the point? Do you know what I mean? Do you know how much courage it must take to even sit there and recount all of that? I don't even want to know half of what they've gone through. You have to think about what they said. Think about the stuff they didn't say. It's awful, and I personally apologise for my ignorance. And I'm definitely sorry for, like, and I don't think there's much I could have done, but it could have started by me taking a bit more notice, you know. We're not shoving it under the rug, because we have all done that, and it's not good. But it was horrible. It's very eye-opening, and it's crazy how protected that he is. Like, he's very protected. And just for the simple fact that he makes people money. And I find that so crazy. It's like black women don't matter. It's like, if it was white women, that's why Bill Cosby's in prison. Because most of those victims are white. And white people push and they don't give a fuck. Now, black people aren't like that because they lack the support. It's funny how you can preach and protest about police brutality, but for women that have been sex slaves in a sex cult being held against their will, because they're being brainwashed. So they are being held against their will mentally. They're not mentally fit to make the decision to leave, even if they know that they don't want it anymore and they might have outbursts of crying, but they're scared. He's groomed them. He's groomed them from a certain age to now the point where now it's... I don't think it was rocket science to understand why these women wouldn't leave. But do you have people in comments and saying, well, they're crazy. Why can't they just leave if he was doing this? Like, I don't understand how people don't see any logic. That is not even logical. Like, if you're being sexually groomed from a certain age, you're not going to think, you're not going to everything about what's right or what's wrong is just going to be up in the air. And even though you naturally feel like something inside this is not something you want to do, you're scared. It's people don't understand it. It's terrible. They're probably fearing for their life. You don't know what he has on them. This woman says, like, they can't leave because if anyone leaves and if anyone talks about it, he's purposely made them have sex with minors, so they could all get in trouble. The one story I wasn't expecting was Sparkles. I was not expecting Sparkles. I mean, everyone who's my age, mate, knows who Sparkle is. Knows that song because it was definitely a big hit. So I wasn't expecting her and her 13-year-old niece and then him grooming her, and then that's the one that he ended up urinating on in the porn video. Fucking hell, man. And the fact that he can't sleep I don't know how he has a peaceful sleep at night, knowing that he's done all of that. It's so crazy to me, man. It's bizarre. And then his fucking brother Bruce, he is in the perfect place. He's in prison and that's where he deserves to be frankly honest with you. I could not even believe that he put it all down to preference. Like, I like older women and R likes younger girls. Like, I don't understand how that's a problem. It's a preference. You fucking idiot. I can't even believe that he actually had the audacity to bring that out of his disgusting mouth. Idiot of life. So 14-year-old girls for a 39 to 40 to 50-year-old is a preference. Yeah, right. I just think it's disgusting. And then I had so much to say when I was watching it, and now I'm kind of just lost for words because I don't know much more I can say. I just think that it's disgusting that he's still walking around, and I like the fact that because he's not in prison, they're getting him in his pockets. So like, they cancel anything. Radio stations have been cancelled. Certain TV channels have been cancelled from playing his music, and concerts have been cancelled. Performances are being cancelled, and it's nice because people are now starting to take action. But it's so horrible that it's taken this long for anyone to start to see any action, and there's still so many girls that are still in that sex cult that are still not being rescued. Or so sad. It's really disgusting, man, because we all have sisters. We're sisters and nieces and godchildren, and it's just... What made me crazy was because you know R.Kelly, yeah, people don't see how she didn't know and all this stuff. For one, it is a bit crazy that she's still got his last name, because I don't think I would want to be affiliated with that name. I would change it immediately. No, it's like, but I was reading a comment, someone was like, because of the perks that she gets from being a Kelly. But she was already somebody before him anyway. I definitely think that she should have removed that name. But then, it's just whatever. If people's personal preference. It's just that, I do think that she should have removed that name, to be frankly honest with you. And I don't know. It's the first time in my life that I don't even know what to say, to be honest. It's just awful. It's awful. And if he gets sent to prison, so much more people are going to go down. Like, all your favourites are going to go down, because someone said something. Someone was like, he has herpes, and then him and Usher made a song called Same Girl, and I was like, oh my God. Oh, is Usher one as well? I wouldn't be surprised. But then his case, apparently his case got, I can't remember, but I don't think he has herpes really, or the girl was lying. But who would know? People, anything can be fabricated and people can be paid off. So no one would ever know what really goes into this, what really goes on in this industry. It's very dark. Dark and disgusting, deceptive. Fucking hell, man. Fuck my life. Mute R.Kelly wholeheartedly. Mute everyone, to be honest. And all the people that didn't want to speak. I saw that list, and Mary J. Blige was one of them, and I religiously listened to her songs. So I'm quite disgusted that she doesn't even want to speak out as a woman of domestic violence. Shame on her. Shame on her. I don't really care about her personal relationships or anything. For someone that's even suffered domestic violence, she should definitely be up and the forefront for these women, because that is a disgrace. I don't care how you know him. There's too much stuff out for you to turn a blind eye. Good on you, John Legend. Good on you. Good on fucking you. Good on you. I wasn't even expecting him to be speaking out. Tired, man. God, everyone who's protecting him, shame on all of you, fucking disgusting piece of shit. All of you should go to hell and roast. I wish you should joke and say, I'm going to hell. Nowhere I'm going. These people are definitely there, boy. Fucking hell. Awful. It make me think I'm going to hell just because I'm gay. And there's a whole predator out there. And I mentioned he's gay, you know, because I investigated and I watched, is it Tea with Tasha K? Oh, her show is amazing. Tasha has the scoop. Carrie confessed that he was being sexually abused. They got sexually abused by their older sister, Teresa Kelly, yeah. And I was like, because abuse does start from somewhere, to be honest. It does trickle down. So it still doesn't justify it, but that's what he said. And then John, the 16-year-old one that was, you know, that he lured. I want to buy her book because she was really letting loose. Yo, she said that he made her use a dildo when she was 16. You should watch the interview, you know. He made her use a dildo when she was 16 on him. And then she caught him, and is his name Jermaine? Jermaine was giving him head. And she said there's a lot more that's in the book that I think I'm going to buy that book, to be honest, because I definitely want to know the inside scoop. But she said that he's always been gay because he demeans women and treats them like anything, like they're objects, and beats them and abuses them. But when he's around men, he's so happy. And I was just like, oh, wow. All that, I don't understand. It's like he's seen his sister women and it's his way of punishing them and embarrassing them like the way he felt. It sounds like some sort of twisted psychological thriller. It don't even sound real. And it does not sound like it's just crazy. It's just so awful that people are going through that, man. And then as a parent, I don't know how I would feel personally. Like, ugh. I tell you what did annoy me though, the Careys. The Careys pissed me off. I think their names were the Careys, isn't it? Because they literally, who? I swear to God, I'm not even joking. I don't care what fan, what musician my child likes. There's no way that I'm taking my child to an artist's concert that has just been accused of molestation. I don't care if he was cleared. It's different. I feel like you should have a different mentality. You can be like, oh, whatever. But taking your child there and then he brings your child, what is the odds that their child is then on stage and that's like, well, I knew nothing was going to happen because I'm there. Well, evidently, something did happen because he took your daughter. They're throwing rocks and all of this. I'm like, what? It's like they're only waiting all this time to do that. And I don't know how sad they are or what they've actually been doing. And their dad's like, well, I'm not that one. Like, you should have broke down that door if you're not that one. You shouldn't have waited for nothing. Like, who cares? If you wanted to be arrested, you would have been arrested, trying to get in that place, breaking in, going and collecting your daughter. And then if she didn't want to come, at least that's a real trying, not throwing stones. Are you crazy? This Dominique's mum, that is a real woman. Yes. She went and she found out, knocked that door, come home, come home. That, I like that, but did you hear? Did you read at the end, if you haven't seen it, if you've seen it, did you read that Dominique went back 3 days after her mum collected her, but then she returned back home? It's crazy, you know. Proper crazy. Oh, proper crazy. Oh, Jesus Christ. I need tissue, man. I've got snot like going everywhere. Oh, where's tissue now? Oh, anyway, I'm going now because I need to wipe my nose. But if you guys haven't watched it, watch it. And if anything, if you take anything from this video, because I definitely was remembering, because I had everything planned of what I wanted to say and it just went blank. But we've all been, well, I've definitely been a victim of abuse. I haven't spoken out about it. And I just want it to be a lesson, because it definitely was a lesson to me, because we definitely should let everybody know what has happened, and speaking about it is the best thing, is the best way forward. And don't let our things to harvest inside you. Definitely speak about it. And I feel like the more you speak about things, the more at peace you are. Because there's certain things in my life that I could just speak about and I wouldn't even have a care in the world. I'll speak about it like I'm talking about it, like I went to the shop. Because I spoke about it so much, I've got at peace with it. Like it doesn't affect me anymore. That part doesn't hurt. But if you don't talk and you allow that stuff to harbour and build and build and build and build and build, it'll just make you become bitter and hateful, and just it will stop your own self-progression with anything that you want to do, because you would constantly have that, and it will just turn into, it goes into your self-esteem, your self-worth, how you value yourself, and it'll perpetrate into relationships and even in your career. But it will just hold you back. It's very important to always speak up for things that have happened to you and confront it head on. And don't care about judgments. Don't care, because these women are brave. Like, that is so brave to, it's awful, to just recount everything. It's awful. Always speak up, man. Always. Stay blessed, and I shall see you. And hopefully when I see you next time, I won't have a snotty nose and I'll be much better, because this can't be happening. Fucking hell, man. Oh.